I'm Ephraim Ulmer, the CEO of Log Pharma Packaging, and it's a real pleasure to be here today and talk with you about the user-friendly packaging for moisture and oxygen-sensitive formulations. A few words about Log. Log is a 46-year-old company focused on pharma primary packaging. We have a very strong emphasis on R&D, and we are proud to be leaders in the barrier packaging solution space for the pharma. We have a global footprint with manufacturing sites in Israel and in Hungary, and we also have a presentation here, a booth here. Let's talk about how the role of pharmaceutical packaging has been changing over the time. In the past, packaging was only the means to the end. They were simply the vessel that was containing the formulations and the product. Well, that's no longer the case. Today, packaging has become an integral part of the product. We have increasingly more factors that influence the decision makers of what packaging to use. So packaging today needs to be answering the big trends in the market, which one is patient centricity, the other one is health improvement. So let's talk about patient centricity, and we need to provide the patients good experience with the packaging, so it's user-friendly and also child-resistant. Why is that important? Research has shown that 37% of consumers have purchased a product more than once because of packaging functionality. Good packaging increases the brand recognition and also the brand loyalty. Health improvement is the other trend that is very important in the packaging. Aside from the need of the drugs being effective over the shelf life, which is obviously very important, and barrier packaging is coming into play there, packaging industry has also been addressing the critical healthcare challenges of medication adherence. Let's look how the nature of modern formulation adds to all these complexities. Well, first, the challenge is the sensitivities of the formulations to moisture and to oxygen, and we see that 90% of all APIs and formulations are sensitive to either moisture or oxygen or both of them. That number is growing, and we see that if we look at the number of patents the number of drugs that come off patents, we see that if in next year, 2018, 30% are sensitive to oxygen, by 2022, 100% are sensitive to oxygen, and that influences a lot of what packaging needs to do for the pharma and for the drug makers in the space. So there are a number of existing solutions. One is active protection in the form of desiccants drop-in sachets. We all know them very well. And then the other one that has been implemented was integrating the desiccants into the closures, where we'll see the disadvantages of that a little bit. The next one is the passive protection, which is the multi-layer bottles, different additives in the bottles. So our company, Log, we have the oxyblock, multi-block, and monoblock. For that, for example, the oxyblock can block the oxygen barriers 100 times more than the standard HDPE, and we're leading in that space. And then comes the combination between barrier bottles and also active protection, where we have an active protection in the layer, and here comes a superior solution that Log has been developing and is launching today. So let's talk about what we call the active guard. And I will present to you what the active guard is doing. It's a barrier bottle, and then it's clicked into the neck of the bottle. It contains a desiccant absorber or oxygen absorber, then a standard CR cup, child-resistant cup, can be screwed on, apply the liner where it has some similarities with the closures that have the desiccant integrated, with the one big difference that here the liners are applied and the pack is completely sealed, where we see the oxygen or moisture creeping through the threads in the desiccant integrated closure systems. Here we have that advantage. But let's go a bit more about those benefits. I have mentioned that it's plugged in firmly into place, and it's available for the standard neck finish 33 and 38 at the moment with our monoblock bottle. Here we see the components again in a structured way. The monoblock bottle, the active guard component, the induction heat seal that basically is inside the CR closure when it's delivered to the customer, where the closure can be a log closure or a standard closure, whereas the bottle and the active neck go together. Let's talk about the benefits. We have three major groups that are getting a benefit from it. The first one is the patient centricity. The sachets and the canisters can fall out when the drug is consumed. With the active guard, that doesn't happen because it doesn't come out. It can be pulled out, but it takes quite a significant force to do that. And also the other one is it cannot be swallowed, where the sachets and the canisters are identified. The risk identified in the EU regulation are the fact that it can be swallowed, so we're eliminating this. The other one is that it can also function as a reducer, so that basically the release of the tablets is controlled because it reduces the neck opening after applying the active guard. The second benefit group is the health improvement, which the scientists, the formulators, it's very, very important for the formulators. So first of all, as I explained already, it allows the application of the heat seal, meaning if you have a very good barrier bottle, you can hermetically close it with an aluminum seal. You get the full functionality of the barrier bottle, and which, if we look here at this little animation where you see that with the desiccant integrated closure, this functionality is very hard, if not impossible, to achieve. The other very important point is that the amount of desiccant can be adjusted, or the mix between moisture, the desiccants or the oxygen scavengers can be mixed. So there can be, the formulator can create the environment, a mix between moisture and the oxygen. That balance can be adjusted and controlled through the active guard. And the other benefit that is maybe a byproduct of the benefit, but we have seen it when the canisters touch the drug. Sometimes the tablets fall apart and get into powder and things. Of course, that's not okay. So we are removing, similar to the desiccant integrated closures, the desiccant from touching the tablet. The third one is the packaging folks, the one that need to design the packaging for the drug. So here we are using the headspace, and it doesn't reduce valuable space inside the bottle. It certainly gives also advantages to the packaging developers. The other point is that it's very easy to validate that the active guard has been implemented versus the sachets after drop-in. Sometimes it's hard to know, did it really get dropped in, did it not get dropped in? So here it's before the closure is applied, it can be very easily validated that it's there. So to just give a very, very quick sum up on it, it's an innovative, comprehensive solution that addresses the mega trends of patient centricity and health improvement. It answers industry needs on various levels, and as we like to call it, it's all about the click. So now I will open it for questions, and we also of course invite you to visit us at our booth. We have one-pagers here that we will hand out a bit later for you to take with you. And well, thank you very much for your attention. And as I said, you're welcome to visit us at our booth. We're in Hall 4.2. Thank you very much.